Hi everyone, I'm getting ready to do a Run Smart Live for our members, and I was going through some questions and comments about run form. So I figured I'd jump on quick and address this question, and I actually found some research for you about breaking bad habits. How does it apply to your run form? My name is Steve Gonzo, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. I gotta show you my quick setup here because I'm gonna show you, I'm probably gonna drop this phone at some point. So I wanna show you guys something cool. So I've been going live talking about run form. This is our setup. I'm actually getting ready to go live for our members. Oh, can you see me waving? No, you can't because the camera's over there. Anyways, in the questions we had Wendy who asked about, I'm going to read her question to you, but this is from one of my lives that I did. Let me turn this around. There's my awesome family. My daughter who's going to give me all my grays. But Wendy's question was this. I have had my run form looked at and I've been doing strengthening but never feel like it transfers to better form. How do I get the changes to happen? And that's a huge question we always get, like, how long is this going to take? How do I make the changes stick? Because I keep on talking about hi Jack, I keep talking about in these videos that your run form is a strength and flexibility components of your anatomy, and then there's the movement side. And I also went live and talked about, like, if you're an older runner, you've been running for a while, sometimes it can be difficult to change things. It would be hard ingrained, because every time you take a step running, you're going to ingrain that habit more and more and more. One of the things I talk about with runners is, and I learned it, I can't remember where I learned it from, but essentially you become efficient at being inefficient. So every step you take, even if it's poor form, will eventually feel normal because you're just learning that habit, and the repetition of running continues to just drill it in. Now, real quick, before I show you this research article that's going to help you guys explain or learn how to change your form, there's a link in this post. Every October, we discount our run analysis. So if you want help with us, you can purchase it at any time, but this is the only time that you can purchase and save 20%. And you do have a whole year to upload, so you can upload it whenever you're ready. But so when you're looking at changing your form, the key things are repetition and simplicity. If you're going to try to change multiple things at once, and there's a third thing, which is like sticking with it, being consistent and persistent. But if you're going to change multiple things at once, it usually leads to a lot of confusion. We've been helping people change their run form for a long time, 10 plus years. And what we usually like to do is identify one or two things to do, give the cueing of how to fix that and teach them how to fix it, and then let them go and quote unquote run with it. Thank you. And I want to show you a research article that came out. And I'm just going to jump to the conclusion, but I want to show this to you guys. You probably won't be able to see it because I'm going, it's really fancy here and just point my camera at a computer screen. But this probably isn't going to work very well. I'm going to read it to you. This is what happens when I don't plan. So here's what the research article says. It's pretty much that if you set unrealistic expectations for run form, it's going to, or for habits, people often fall off. If they think like, oh, this is only going to take a week to learn, they're wrong. And it doesn't matter if it's run form or something else. This research article pointed that out. More relevant research found that automaticity, which is just being automatic, like just going out and not having to think about it anymore, plateaued on the average of 66 days after the first daily performance. It may be helpful to tell patients to expect habit formation based on daily repetition, so consistent practice, to take around 10 weeks. So if you're looking to change your run form and you're like, I've been practicing for a couple weeks and it still doesn't feel right, then you're not there yet. And we really try to stick to people like, this is the lane you need to be in. We only look at run form being like 4 things that you have to improve from the movement side. There's definitely the strength side, but if you're struggling to change your form, A, you're trying way too many things at once. B, you have the wrong cueing, so you don't even know what you're trying to do. Or 3, you haven't given it enough time. And this, everyone says it takes 21 days to break a habit. They actually called this out because it was based off of research for like plastic surgery. They're saying here is 10 weeks. 10 weeks to improve your run form. 10 weeks to change a habit. And I think if you're not giving yourself enough time to change these things, whether it's running or not, you're really setting yourself up for failure. So make sure you can identify what's going on. So Lisa just said in here, it takes 21 days to break a habit. I'll send a link in this, because it's on my computer. After I get done, I'll put the link to the article in here. But some patients may have heard that habits take 21 days to form. This myth appears to have originated from anecdotal evidence of patients who had received plastic surgery treatment. and typically adjusted psychologically to their new appearance. So that was for people who had plastic surgery and like the way that they look afterwards. Took 21 days. So I'll post a link to this article, but I think it's really important for you guys to make it simple, make it consistent, and just stick with it. Like you have to, I guess I already said that, but you have to give it some time. You have to know what you're changing. So if you're out there and you want to change your run form, be consistent and work on it, give it some time. So Jack just asked for the figure 4 with your knee. Do you need to work on your hips or just the practice? So whenever you're working on run form, like we suggest, depending on what you're working on, this is what the analysis is for, right? So when we work on this and we indicate what you should work on, some things you need to work on all the time. Some things are only going to be used when you're tired. And you have to, I guess, like it's different for every single person. You just have to know, if you don't know how you run, it's very difficult, like to know what to fix and how to fix it. So typically look at like foot strike as being one piece, knee drive and running from the hips is another piece, but that's speed dependent. This is all the things that go into this and learning about yourself and running and how to prevent injuries and run faster. One thing I want to say about making better habits with your running too, that's very tough for a lot of people, is that when you get tired, most athletes drift back to poor habits. They tend to close in, they tend to adopt a flex posture, and they tend to just fall apart. So, having the right cueing is important, because when we teach people run form, we're all about like, when you get tired, these are your cues. These are the things I want you to focus on, because you have to get your mind right too for all these changes. But I think the important thing is just give it the right amount of time. If you're not working on something for 10 weeks with your running, from a habit standpoint, you're really not giving enough time to change. Some people, they get it real quick. Some people, it takes a long time. And I think that's a thing that we see often. So hopefully this helps. I have to get ready for this Run Smart Live that I'm doing with our members inside our members group. So I'll post the link to this article shortly, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and maybe the next video will be answering your question. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Bye.